I love Stephanie. It felt like a right time.
It's not even your nap time, son.
We just got married! Woo!
Ah, love. For some during the pandemic, they found love, made it official, or overcame hurdles to be with their special someone. Here at Stitch, we celebrate the feel-good stories from across the country, and that certainly includes love stories. A couple separated for 50 years found their way back to one another, and it's as if no time passed at all.
I was shocked, I was pleased and nervous, but I was glad to see him. I was really glad to see him, that he was doing okay, he was all right.
Two lovebirds, Vivian and Jim, were finally reunited, thanks to social media. This was the couple 50 years ago, and this is them today.
And after all that time, I said, oh my goodness. I said, I got to see a little bit more of you.
Yeah, that's when she said, Bill, I got to see you. I got to touch you and see if you're for real.
After reconnecting, Vivian invited Jim to dinner, where he saw his high school sweetheart for the first time in decades. And when he arrived, he got another huge surprise.
I met my daughter. For the first time, she told me about my lovely, talented, good-looking daughter.
Jim found out he was a father.
It was wonderful. I'm like 50. I've been looking for my father pretty much all my life, and wow, here he is, live and living color. It was nice.
He also learned he has granddaughters.
He thought that he was going to retire and pretty much just live his life out and die alone. That's not happening.
And to not lose any more years together, the couple is planning a wedding for when the pandemic is over.
He did pop it.
Yes, I did, Bill.
He popped that question.
I didn't waste no time, Bill.
He did.
I don't like to procrastinate on anything, Bill. If I want to do something, I do it,
Well,
Bill.
he shocked me when he did that.
The anticipation of the vaccine was difficult, especially for those with loved ones in senior living communities. This Des Moines couple is proof that good things come to those who wait.
I'm going to give her the hardest hug she's ever had since we've been married.
For over 70 years, Marvin and Rosie have been together, eventually having 3 children, 12 grandchildren, and 25 great-grandchildren.
She's like a lot of wives. She's dear to my heart. She's really a kindred spirit.
It's safe to say they've spent a lot of time together. That is, until the pandemic hit.
I worry about never being able to give her a hug or a kiss or anything like that again.
Rosie moved to a senior living community in early 2020. Like many long-term care facilities, visitors were not allowed.
They take such good care of Rosie, they treat her just like I would.
While awaiting the vaccine, the couple met twice a week at a window, phones in hand, to hear one another.
It says in the Bible, you're not supposed to worry, but it's hard for me not to worry about her.
Luckily, the couple was fully vaccinated and are now able to visit one another. Postponed, micro, or virtual, engaged couples have had to be creative and certainly flexible during the pandemic. This Kansas City couple wouldn't let a hospital stay or a COVID-19 diagnosis stop them from saying I do.
I now formally pronounce you, Justin and Stephanie, as husband and wife.
Stephanie and Justin spent most of the days leading up to their wedding dealing with some ups and downs, including Justin falling ill.
Looking like he's going to get better, and he came home, and then having to bring him right back to the hospital.
The day before their nuptials, Justin got a devastating diagnosis. He tested positive for COVID-19 and needed to stay in the hospital.
It was heartbreaking.
This also meant the wedding was postponed, until Stephanie came up with an idea.
What do you feel about getting married today?
From his hospital bed, Justin was totally on board.
All this bad stuff just felt like it was just raining down, and wanted something really good to come out of it.
The nurses quickly became wedding planners and put Stephanie in the hospital chapel, and a family friend officiated the wedding.
Justin, do you take Stephanie as your partner and as your wife?
The point of the day is to be married to the person you love, and that's what we did.
With this ring, I commit my love to you.
With this ring, I commit my love to you.
And while the first kiss looked a bit different,
We high-fived.
the couple loved their impromptu ceremony.
It ended up being a million times better than I thought it was going to be.
I love Stephanie. It felt like a right time.
It's hard to imagine New Orleans without Mardi Gras, but in 2021, Bourbon Street was practically empty, except for one determined couple and some socially distanced guests.
We just got married! Woo!
Like many during the pandemic, Amy and Ramon had to change their wedding plans in accordance to the city's regulations. In true New Orleans fashion, they wouldn't let the party stop. In masks and surrounded by socially distanced friends, the pair had their own unique ceremony on an unusually quiet street in the French Quarter.
Scheduled for COVID, and so we kept scaling it down every week. You know, like, we're gonna have to do this, we're gonna have to take this precaution. And then when she shut it down, we're like, we're doing it. We're just gonna do it anyway. We had a 2-minute ceremony, and here we are.
At our trailer park, and then came the cold, then came the shutdown, but we still went on as we planned.
The newlyweds plan to celebrate Big Easy style, once it's safe to do so. Working 9 to 5 has a different meaning when it's for love. No one knows that better than our next couple. In 1977, John and Cynthia met while working for customs on the American-Canadian border in Champlain, New York.
This year will be our 31st year of wedded bliss.
Since 2018, John has lived in a rehabilitation center and hasn't had visitors since the COVID-19 pandemic began.
We did everything together, so being separated was really hard. It affected him, and I know it affected me, not being able to be close to him. We did do some FaceTime and window visits. And then for some crazy reason, I started thinking about working here so that I could be with him more. He's laughing here.
So she could continue to see her beloved husband, Cynthia got a job in the kitchen.
Whenever I see him, I always stop and chat with him for a little bit.
Even the staff recognizes how important it is for the pair to be together.
We try everything that we can to make our residents smile. And so when his wife was there, it's just so heart-melting.
After, 30 years being together all the time to, where we were separated for so long, it just means a lot to me to be able to see him. And I think it makes a difference for him too. To be able to see me, because he always smiles, and sometimes he'll give me a kiss or a hug. Don't ya? Yeah.
In this next love story, a special adoption ceremony was held over Zoom for an Orlando couple to make their family complete.
Stop.
Chris and Anthony were waiting for this phone call for a long time.
The best news in the world. They said, hey, get on a flight to Arizona. We have a baby waiting for you.
At the last minute, a young woman decided to place her baby up for adoption. Baby Parker had some serious medical complications and spent 9 days in the NICU. His medical future was unclear at first.
We had to make a decision whether we were going to go through with the adoption at that point, and as soon as we saw him, we said yes, no matter what, he'll get through it.
When he was well enough, Parker joined his new family in his new home.
It's honestly a surreal feeling, a feeling that 5-6 years ago I never thought that I would be able to experience as a gay man.
The couple faced several disappointments on their road to adoption.
There definitely were some closed doors in terms of people not willing to give their child up to adoption to a same-sex couple. But my thoughts on it were that we have just as much love and passion about raising a child than anyone.
Like many special occasions during the pandemic, the adoption ceremony was held over Zoom.
It's not even your nap time, son.
The family says they hope to adopt a sibling for Parker someday. We hope these stories gave you a reason to believe in love. Thanks for watching Stitch, and for more stories like these, make sure to subscribe to our channel.